In today's video, I guarantee you're gonna learn 5 secrets about this attraction, or should we say ride, that you do not know. That's a guarantee. Let's do this. Disneyland is the only Disney park that has a Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Now, in Florida, they did have it, but guess what? Got the axe. They turned it in Winnie the Pooh. Then they also, in Disneyland Paris, they have a Toad Hall, but it's just a restaurant. This is it. This is the only place you can ride this particular attraction. And I think that a lot of the Mr. Toad Wild Ride fans are always a little bit nervous that someday it might be taken out. Let's hope not, because it's an original and it's very important to Disneyland. Why is Mr. Toad so important to Disneyland? Well, when they were doing construction on Disneyland, the first attraction to be completed, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. That means, technically, it was the first attraction ever to be done here in Disneyland. It's the first one. It's the OG. It's the original. Nobody was before it, Mr. Toad. When you read the book, Wind in the Willows, which this is based off of, there it talks about Toad Hall. In Toad Hall, there are 7 chimneys, but only 1 fireplace. And if you look here on this particular house, what do you see? 7 chimneys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And even though there's 7 chimneys, there's only 1 fireplace. And what do you crash through at the very beginning of the attraction? Fireplace. Now, yes, it was the very first attraction completed here at Disneyland. And the reason it was is because when they would come up with the idea for Disneyland, they're pitching ideas of rides to Walt Disney. This was one of the very first ideas that was pitched to Walt Disney, and he loved it and wanted to do it. But he didn't love the original pitch. The original idea that was pitched to Walt Disney was a roller coaster. The Imagineers are like, hey, you know what we should do? We should have him going on this crazy ride through a parking lot, crashing into cars, because that's what he kind of did. Walt said no. The reason Walt said no is he did not want any roller coasters in Disneyland originally. He thought roller coasters, he wanted their park to be so much fun for children, and he felt that roller coasters really wasn't a good idea. So he's like, no on the idea. But he loved the part with crashing into cars, so he came up with the whole car concept for Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. There are some very notable things to look for when you're waiting in line. When you're waiting in line, you're gonna notice that the queue goes around this particular area. Why does it do that? This used to be a pylon for the sky coaster, like, you know, the bucket ride to go across right there. And there was this big cement area here, and they've kept that. Also, when you're waiting, you're gonna see this. Angus McBadger offers sage advice so often scorned. Mr. Mole, a loyal and sympathetic friend. Of course, you got J. Thaddeus Toad Esquire, Master of Toad Hall and curable adventurer. And then you have Mr. Rat, tries to cure Toad's motor mania. When you come in the ride, be sure to check out this mural, because this kind of tells a story of where you're going to, nowhere in particular. This is the only Toad really in Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. It's a statue right outside. Some people say that his eyes, his pupils are making hidden Mickeys. What do you think? Another little fun fact, you see is like a hand there. His hand was actually put in front. They had to change it because people kept shoving stuff into his hands. So they ended up changing his hands and putting him behind him so he's not holding anything. There is the fireplace that you crashed through right there. Remember, only 1 fireplace, but 7 chimneys. When you're waiting in line, if you have time, look at the books. They're great puns. Taking a closer look at these books, you see it says Teenage Tadpole, Toadonomics. The next one you see, it says on the left-hand side, says Mother Toad with the cute little picture of her on the bind there. It says Aquatic Life 1, 2, and 3, and then Quest for Flies. This was Toadman of Alcatraz and Armitage. On the left, I think it says Horace Tadpole's Essays, then Rumpled Toad's Kin, and then Pond Life in Our Time. And the next one says Twice Toad Tales and the Travels of a Toad. There are 12 different cars that you can ride in. Each of these cars has their own name. Their names are Toady, Badger, Ratty, Molly, Cyril, Winky, and Weasel. And there's a Mr. Toad one. Why they have Toady and Mr. Toad, I don't know, but it seems to be the same character. All the characters are seen in the ride except for Ratty. Where are they? Well, I'll tell you right now. Mr. Toad is a statue in Town Square. Molly is in the dining room eating fried chicken. Badger is on a ladder in the library. Cyril as a statue holding up Mr. Toad, Weasel on the chandelier in the hallway, and Winky in the pub spinning beers. 9 cars are usually in the attraction, while the other 3 are being loaded or unloaded here at this particular time. I will be in Mac Badger. Oh, nope, I'm not. I will be in Ratty. There are so many toads and puns and famous things to look at. It's a lot of fun. There's a little hidden Mickey right there. Mr. Toad's is the fastest attraction in Fantasyland. Yeah, it really is the fastest attraction. It was designed to be a little bit crazy like that. So, because it was so fast, the Imagineers, they painted all the things to be super bright and pop out. Because you're going fast enough, they wanted it to be like a blur of colors as you're going to give you the illusion that it's a completely like wild and crazy ride. Wind of the Willows was based on a children's book by Kenneth Graham called Wind of the Willows. It was made in a Disney film, the story of Ichabod Crane and Wind of the Willows. Walt Disney wanted the Headless Horseman scene cut in half, and the second half of the film was all about Wind of the Willows. Now, when Walt saw the animated film of the Headless Horseman, it was supposed to be a full, complete movie. He felt that it was getting a little too dark, a little too scary, so they cut that movie in half, and the second half of the movie became The Wind of the Willows with J. Thaddeus Toad, who you see here in Wind of the Willows. The book Wind of the Willows was written by Kenneth Graham. When Disneyland first opened in 1955, all of the rides in Fantasyland had the same problem. There was no main characters. What does that mean? Well, you have the Peter Pan attraction, you had Snow White, you had Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Guess what they did miss? They were all missing. Well, hi, hello everybody. Peter Pan didn't have Peter Pan, Snow White didn't have Snow White. None of the major attractions had the main character. Why? Because the Disney Imagineers at that time thought you were the main character. You were supposed to be Peter Pan. You were supposed to be Snow White. People didn't like it. So in 1983, they did a complete rehaul of Fantasyland and rethemed all the attractions. Now every attraction has the main character in them, except Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is the only attraction in Fantasyland that doesn't have the main character in the ride. He's not there, unless you count him on a statue. He is in a statue, but he's just a statue. It's not the real character. When you're waiting to go in the line, you're gonna see the Toad's family crest right there. And it says, Toadai accelerato semper absurdia. That's Latin. What that means is, he who accelerates with the toe is gonna be forever crazy. And again, you can see his family crest as you first come into the ride as well. When you look at the mural and you see the train that's gonna hit you, who's the engineer? Well, some people will say it's Walt Disney. I don't know if it is, but it does say WED. And that would be Walt Elias Disney. This is the only appearance of Mr. Toad in the whole attraction. It's this little wood statue. Now, during the ride, you see a stone statue of Mr. Toad. The toad on the cast member's desk there, that little frog, it's actually an alert to let them know everything's okay. It flashes periodically. Here are some more book puns. The one on the far right says, toads are people too. Then the one in the middle says, Ivan Toad. And lastly, the one on the far left says, the Great Wart Myth. Lots of details here. There's Molly and Mr. Toad. Looks like I'll be getting Mr. Toad. Now, so we're going to go through them. I love this attraction. There we go. Now we're gonna look for, there's Mr. Toad. Now, when you ride this attraction, something happens to this attraction that does not happen in the movie, in the book, or the source material. That's Mr. Toad running into a train, dying, I guess, and going to HE double hockey sticks. But if you ask any of the Imagineers or any of the cast members who work here, they don't call it that. They don't call it heck. They call it the Inferno Room. The Inferno Room. Now, why does Mr. Toad's Wild Ride have an Inferno Room? Oh, man. Because the Disney Imagineers in the 1950s thought that was funny. They thought that was the humor. They're like, you know, it'd be really funny to do a children's ride, have them get hit by a train, send them down to HE double hockey sticks, the Inferno Room, and we'll do that. And they did, and it's still a beloved part of the attraction. Now, if you're ever cold, go ride Mr. Toad's on a hot day, because when you go in the Inferno Room, it is hotter than any other room in the attraction. They keep it warm to let you know that you really are in HE double hockey sticks, the Inferno Room. In the book, Mr. Toad is sentenced to, goes to the judge, in front of the judge. He gets sentenced to jail. In the middle of the night, he dresses up as a woman and then uses a different voice. Hey, it's not me. And he escapes in the middle of the night. That's what happens in the book. No, here in the ride, no, he gets hit by a train. But you'll notice something kind of cool detail. When he first meets the judge, if you look on the wall, there's some sconces. They look like fire torches, kind of a little precursor of where you're going to be going. A long time ago, in the 1930s, there was an actor named Basil Rathorn, and he was in a movie called Wind of the Willows. But he later on became well known for his role as Sherlock Holmes. Everybody loved him as Sherlock Holmes. So when Disney did this attraction, they wanted to do a homage to Basil Rathbone in this attraction. When you're riding the ride, right after you go through the pub, if you look on the left-hand side, there's a building that says Constabulary. If you look up at the window, you're going to see a silhouette of Sherlock Holmes with his pipe and everything, because that's Basil Rathbone, who was also in the movie Wind of the Willows. So this time when we ride the attraction, we're going to look for those sconces that are fire. That's a precursor of where you're going, the Inferno Room, and we're also going to look for Sherlock Holmes. I think this is funny. So the custodial crew say that sometimes this is their personal bane in life, because people want to keep rubbing the Toad's nose, and so they rub it, and it gets very dirty after a while, so they always have to clean Mr. Toad's nose. Did you notice that? Now you just want to touch it, don't you?
No, can you take this one of these four? Hold on, do it.
Wait a minute. Did you hit that like button? You did? Okay, let's continue. Thank you. On the back of the time sign, it says, "Ho, ho, sit still, and you shall know what driving really is, for you are in the hands of the famous and skilled, entirely fearless Mr. Toad." How many toads are inside Toad Hall? Well, there's 1, 2 on the shield, 3 on the top of the wood, so that makes 4. In the mural, there's 5, 6, 7, 8.
I believe that Lily is expecting you to calm down. For your safety,
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Up there, 16, 17. And then over here, 18, 19, if you count the statue, which you should. 20. And then if you count the 2 toads on the desk, it gives you 21 and 22. Just in the entrance. I love the little bow tie. Even more puns. Here are some more books. I love these puns. The one on the far right says, "I Totalus." Then I think that little one says, "Pond Potions." Then the white one says, "For whom the toad croaks." Then that brown one says, "Sky above, toad below." The next one, I cannot. I've tried my best to figure that out. I cannot tell what that says. And then the green one says, 12 angry toads. The car I got was Toady. Why is there a Toady in Mr. Toad? Who knows? All right, let's take a look again and see all the cool things we can see. I've already showed you that hidden Mickey right there. We're gonna go in here. There's Molly eating. Now this part here is actually, you see into the next room. Then as you turn here, this time it's a mirror. You see a reflection of yourself. Here we go, little sheep. Have you guys ever noticed that when you almost hit the sheep that you knock the bricks out of the bridge? All right, we're gonna look for, there's Sherlock Holmes. This used to have water in it, but it doesn't anymore. Chimney sweeps. Oh, sconces. This is not in the book. Inferno room. It's warm. And then the dragon coughs on you. During the pandemic, a lot of people thought when this came back that they wouldn't have the dragon coughing anymore because that's verboten, but they still does. I'm glad he does. As you exit the ride, you can see Mr. Toad dressed in a blue outfit. That's kind of an homage to the Little Boy Blue painting. Have you ever wondered how many toads are on the outside of Toad Hall? Well, there are 26. Let me show you them all. The first toad, number 1, is right here on the exit of the car, the exit gate. There's 1 toad. Now you're gonna back up and we're gonna look up here, and on the weather vane, you see the second toad. Then we're gonna move right over here, and we're gonna look up here, and we're gonna see the 3rd toad. Then below on the family crest, you got the 4th and 5th toad. Then above here, you got 4 toads right up there. 4 from up there makes 9. Then on the eaves there, you have 12 more toads. 12 plus 9 equals 21. Then you have another toad right below that, making it 22. 23rd toad right there. The 24th toad is on this side right here. And number 25 in the garden, J. Thaddeus Toad. And the final 26th toad is on that side as well, on the other side.
Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? Where are you?
26 toads on the outside of this building. Now, right outside Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, there's a little car. This is a great photo spot. You see this car is called Toady. You get a nice little photo spot, little photo opportunity out here. There used to be 2 cars out here, but one of them got towed. The ride takes about 1 minute and 40 seconds to ride. The original automobiles in Mr. Toad's Wild Ride were built from 200 pounds of fiberglass and sheet metal. They lasted 40 years before they had to be replaced. 40 years! Nothing lasts 40 years anymore. Nothing. I mean, what? Nothing. All right, I told you at the beginning of this video you're gonna learn at least 5 new facts. I'm sure you did. And if you did, then you owe me a subscribe. Just hit the subscribe. It's free. It's your way of saying thank you so much for all the history and learning about the attraction so I can learn about it. You bet. Hit the subscribe button. I gotta find a place where I can talk to you guys. Found the perfect spot. All right, so this gives me just a quick second to talk to you. And I am talking to you. I want you to know that sometimes life is like a wild ride. You know, you're going all over, it's crazy, it's breakneck pace, and it's just a blur, you don't know what's going on, and you just feel like you're just barely surviving. I want you to know that it always gets better. And you make the world a better place. You are unique, you are special, and you are awesome. And the world's better because of you. I hope you hear that enough, and I hope you feel appreciated in this life, because I appreciate the work that you do. I really do. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. It's a wild ride, and technically the only ride in Disneyland. Every other ride is an attraction. Did you learn 5 new secrets that you didn't know about? This amazing ride is the first ride completed in Disneyland, and making it the very first ride in Disneyland. And thank you to our Patreons. We couldn't do these videos without you. You are absolutely amazing. We love our Patreon community. You become part of it. Join the link down below and become part of this amazing community.